Good evening, guys. Good evening. I hope everybody been well, man. It's been a minute since I've been on here. Been having a few things going on, man. You know how life go. But I'm back again, as usual. You know, I might not drop in consistently as I want to, but you know, I'm always gonna come to you with some good food. You know, some nugget for thought. You know, I just want to come to you real quick. You know, I want to ask you, can you withstand the pain of your sacrifice? Can you withstand the pain of your sacrifice? You know, when you make a decision to give up something, when you make a decision to do something for a greater good, even though you don't see the other side of it, but your faith is strong, and you know that God told you to do so. So that's a sacrifice. But can you withstand the pain that comes with that? You know, they say obedience is greater than sacrifice. But I feel you gotta be obedient in order to sacrifice. The sacrifice can be there, but if the obedience ain't, it really ain't no sacrifice. So can you withstand the pain of your sacrifice? You know, everyone know I got a wife, beautiful wife, and 6 beautiful kids. And you know, one of my sons, he stayed in Cali with his mama. And you know, his whole life she haven't allowed me to be in his life. When I was out here in LA, you know, I had finally, when I got the paternity test, she allowed me to. I found out he was mine. So, long story short, you know, me and her had a falling out. I mean, we was never an item or nothing like that. I don't know where her feelings is coming from. You know, she'd never been led on or anything like that, but that ain't the point of the video, you know. But I don't know where the animosity came from, other than me and her arguing and, you know, saying messed up things to one another. But she wouldn't allow me to be in my son's life, so I came up with I got a football opportunity to go to Florida to play football. So that's where I went, you know, to pursue my dream. And all while I was in Florida, you know, I've tried to see my son. You know, I've tried to get him to come on chaperone flights with my mother-in-law when she come out for Christmas. I've tried to come out here to Cali and get him and visit him. She wasn't having it, you know. So fast forward, 6 years later, we've been back communicating, you know, after going to court and all that. You know, we've been back communicating when I was in Florida still, that he's become too much for her to handle. You know, he's getting the police called on him every other day. You know, he's just being very unruly. He's fighting her sister. You know, he's just off the chain, basically, in so many words. You know, and for me to talk to him and be like, son, you know, what's going on, son? You know, what's up with you, man? What's all this going on that your mom telling me, you know? And for him to tell me, you know, I'm angry because I wish I had you in my life more. You know, and I had to explain to him, son, I've tried, you know, but it wasn't me, you know what I'm saying? Then me and his mom talked, you know, she said, you know, I'm willing to work with you because I do need your help with him. You know, he's in threat of going to juvenile hall. I talked to the CPS lady. The CPS lady told me it's best that you go and get here because the way Josiah is living, his living conditions and just everything is very unstable. It's not suitable. So say less. You know what I'm saying? Like me and my wife, we gave up everything. We had our own construction business out there in Florida. We had our own mobile detailing business. I mean, it was at its high when we left. You know, when we was making, you know, $2,000 or $3,000 a week. You know, we had one day where we made $9,000. You know, we got paid from like a $4,600 job. Then we made like another $4,400 on a kitchen remodel in a day. You know, day and a half, whatever. So we was doing well, but what my conscience told me, you know, and I know it wasn't the devil, because the devil don't get you to think about your kids, you know, in a good way, or sacrificing for them. You know, my conscience told me, sorry about that, I'm driving, but, you know, my conscience told me, what type of man would I be if I stay out here comfortable, you know, with my wife and five other kids, even though I've been paying $600 a month, almost child support, $578 a month child support for a child I haven't been allowed to see. I went back and forth to court time after time, trying to, you know, get things modified and so I can be in my son's life, you know. I'm actually a dad that's trying to be there. You know what I'm saying? That's the crazy part about it. I'm a dad that actually trying to be there. And we had our own construction business out there. You know, we had our own mobile detailing business. You know, we was doing well. You know what I'm saying? We was doing well. Had a home, everything. Well, we didn't own the home, but we had a house. We was renting still, but we had a home, everything. We were straight. But my thing was, what type of man would I be if I let my son go to juvenile hall? What type of man would I be if I let my son end up getting into gangs or getting killed, going to jail, getting hooked on drugs because he following the wrong men because I wasn't there? So I dropped everything. Me and my wife, we dropped our businesses. We gave away all our furniture to come here and just start over. You know, instead of getting a big old U-Haul and paying all them thousands of dollars, you know, we had our trailer that we had for our business, our 6x12 cargo trailer. That's where we loaded all our stuff into that can fit. Everything else, we gave it away. You know what I'm saying? Got rid of one of my cars before I left. She pulled my other car while I drove my truck out here. She drove her truck, and we came on. You know, we took the last almost 10 grand that we had saved and came on out here. You know what I'm saying? To start over, to be here for him. That was the sacrifice. The pain that then came with that is, man, we've been through pure hell since we've been here. I mean, hell from a lot of different angles. People dying in our families and loved ones, people getting sick. I mean, people in my wife's family, I meet 1 week, the very next week he passed away in his sleep. I mean, just scrutiny. I mean, character assassination towards me and my wife. Just everything. You know what I'm saying? And then add insult to injury this week. You know, I've been here, when I got here, my son was a month behind in homework and schoolwork. In 3 days, I helped him catch up on a month worth of work, math and stuff. You know, my son wasn't wearing deodorant at 9 years old. I've taught him about his hygiene and wearing deodorant, keeping his hair cut, making him scrub his toes with a toothbrush in between his toes to keep his feet clean. You know what I'm saying? Like, having him to wear cologne, making sure his clothes stay clean, making sure he keep his stuff together when he visiting with me. You know what I'm saying? Well, we're visiting with us, you know, me and my wife and the other kids, we loving on him. I mean, just his life was starting to turn around. Now, all of a sudden, she done took my son and moved to Texas. Yeah, you heard right. You heard right. I see how you're looking at the screen. Yeah, you heard correct. I gave up everything. Everything. Come here to raise my son. Something that I see a man should do. She giving me the opportunity, no matter how I'm feeling about all the evil stuff she tried to do to me in the past towards him, or when it come to him. Dropped everything to come raise my son. Uprooted my whole family from Florida to come 3,100 miles to Cali to raise my son. So I wouldn't have it on my conscience. I wouldn't have him being that child. Why my daddy didn't come for me? Daddy, why you ain't tried? I came here and planted my seed, son. You know what I'm saying? I came here, I gave up everything to come raise you and love you, man. Because I've been wanting to do that. So when the opportunity presented itself, I came, son. But the pain that came with that, his mama that took him to Texas. Just up out of the blue like that. Then took him to Texas. You know how painful that is? To hear my kids every day. I want to go back to Florida. I miss Florida. I don't like it here. It stinks here. It's trash everywhere. We can't fish. We can't catch the lizards. We can't go out and work out in the backyard. We can't, I mean, just our life just been turned upside down, man, by trying to do the right thing. But you know what? That's when your faith come in. That's where the test of your faith come in at. You know, that's why I asked you, can you really withstand the pain of your sacrifice? You know, when you give in, when you finally give in to something and that thing fail you, do that mean you quit? You know what I'm saying? When you finally try a new thing and it failed you, do that really mean your life is over? You know what I'm saying? Or do that really mean you just stepped out there and tried something new, but it didn't work, but now you know you could try something new? You know that type of door is open for you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie, it hurt. It hurt to uproot my whole family, man, and come out here and for my son just to be gone like that. Couldn't even tell him bye. She didn't even have the decency to let me tell my son bye, or even tell me they was leaving, period. You know what I'm saying? You know how that feel? It don't feel good at all. It don't feel good at all. But I'm telling you, you know, when you're obedient to what God tell you to do, and you make that sacrifice, like Abraham taking his son to the mountaintop, God just want to see, will you do what he's asking you to do? Will you give him his requirements before he bless you? Even though you see the uncertainty, you don't see what's on the other side of the curtain. You don't know what's going to come out of that decision that you choosing to make by being obedient. Will you still do it? And even though it hurt, will you back out? Or will you fight? Will you keep going? That's what God come to test us at. Will you keep going? You know, or will you become so discombobulated in that season that God may have you in of transition, in the middle of that shift? Because when you sacrifice something, like we did, giving up everything, man. Like, y'all might have to replay this video to really understand the severity of what I'm saying. We gave up everything. Beds, living room furniture, dining room sets. Man, just gave it up. Because I couldn't have my son going to jail, juvenile hall, getting a record for his life even really start. Getting tied up with the gangs out here. Everybody know about Cali. Y'all know this Banger Central. So getting him caught up in the gangs out here. Just letting him look into another man to be an example of something his daddy can be if his daddy would have put forth the effort to come try. And that's, I can't see how men can live across town from their kids and won't even go see them, man. I came from Florida. It wasn't like I was a single man. I brought a whole wife and kids out here. Gave up everything to come raise my child. And for him to be gone, it hurts. But I can't quit. I've been through too much. And a lot of y'all too got too much evidence on God for y'all to give up over something he required you to do. He asked you to do. That's how I told you. I knew it wasn't the devil that told me to give up everything to pick up my cross and walk. It wasn't the devil that told me to pick up my cross and walk. That was God. The devil ain't finna tell me to sacrifice my earnings and business and material things and go raise a child, an innocent being. That came from God. That's clear. Only God speak to you in that language. Go raise that child. I don't care. Pick up your cross and walk. Trust me. And it's painful. So I'm not sitting here knocking that nothing you going through hurts. The only thing I'm knocking is you having the idea or the notion to quit. Keep going. You can withstand the pain of your sacrifice. I love y'all. Please, man, subscribe, like, help spread this video, man. Help to get it out there. I'm trying to spread positivity to as many people as I can. I'm trying to touch the nations. I shall touch the nations with your help. I love y'all, man. Bless up.